Hey everyone, so quick update video. Basically today's little mission has been extending the actual LEDs that I had running along the back of the media cabinet onto the back of the TV. So in order to do this, what I have done is, apologies for the mess in here, this will be getting tidied later. So essentially the main Wi-Fi controller is this one. Originally it would have had just a single extension running off it, so all I had to do was just add a double splitter onto it. I now have two cables running, so one of these is mostly just inside here. That's because on the back of the media cabinet, I just closed that, what I wanted to do was basically start it so then it was right into that corner. So as you can see just down there, and then what I've got is basically the cable is just tied against the actual back of this cabinet, and then it comes in through the hole. Now what I've done with this one is eventually, once I've actually finished up, I'll be running it along the back up through the channel. And as you can see, this is what I mentioned in one of my previous videos with regards to the mount, and it has this cable management already in it. So the way I've mounted it, all of the actual LED strips comes with adhesive on the back of it anyway, but I prefer using these little clips. I bought a 200 pack off Amazon quite a while ago, and I've used it for various different projects, and they tend to stick on quite well. What I did beforehand was just give it a good wipe down with some wet wipes, and then basically just wipe down with paper towel afterwards. Obviously I've wiped all of the areas where it was going to be actually applying it. What I've then done is, so here's the end of the extension, and what I'll do with this, as somebody just activated it, as you can see, these particular LEDs, because they're closer together, as you can see, if you look at the gap between those compared to this, as you can see there, basically you've got twice as many LEDs, so that glow will always be better. But what this will do is, by having it running all the way around, it will just give a soft glow behind the TV as well. So it won't look quite as good as these ones, but these ones, I didn't have any more of these lying around, so I figured I'll just use these. I'll be doing the same in the other room with the other TV as well. So I thought this was a good little project to do while I had a little bit of time today. What I've done is I've run it all the way around along the top, and if you are doing this and you're unsure how to get your corners right, essentially what you need to do is wrap it the opposite way of how you want it to go. So for example, if you're coming up and around this angle, a lot of people will be tempted to fold it this way and go up. What you want to actually do is almost go the opposite way. So as you can see, I've looped it here, and what I've done is I've come across, I've then looped down, and I've gone, you can either go over the top or underneath. I found going over the top keeps this under pressure, so it'll actually stop it from just undoing. And then ideally what you want to try and do is try and get these clips, as you can see just here, just below the actual LED. So that way, what'll happen is the actual tension, the thickness of the LED will actually keep it in place. Some of these I actually got wrong. The better way of actually doing, because what I did was I applied it to the TV first and then I've slotted these in. The other side's actually better because I had less cable left over. But the best way to actually apply this is to actually push the clip onto this and then touch it on, because that way what you can do is just pull this straight up, and it'll add some tension, and it'll make sure all of these clips are perfectly in line. As you can see, once again, this one corner I'm not particularly happy with, because I'm not 100% sure whether it will be able to, but as you can see, because this particular LED's ended up on the top, it's effectively shining forward, whereas I want everything shining backwards. But to be honest, once it's pushed back and you're looking at it from normal viewing distance, you're probably never going to actually notice this. If I just come around to the other side and just pull this round, the LEDs are on timer, that's why they've gone off. Nothing to do with me moving the TV. So as you can see, once again, I've pulled it round. You wrap it around, so you make a loop going the opposite way of which way you want to go. So you don't come straight down, you actually go out and back down. And then once again, if I come down to the bottom, as you can see, I come down, loop it around and go back around. And what I've done is, first I was going to just trim off the extra bit at the bottom, but then I figured I may as well just leave it all in one unit and just double wrap it at the end there. What tends to happen towards the end of a 5 meter, because this is a 5 meter roll, and what tends to happen is towards the end of a 5 meter roll, it'll actually weaken off because of the resistance from the thin wires, basically. So by the end of it, the brightness is slightly dimmed anyway. So all that'll happen is that particular area might look a bit brighter, but because of the fact that the resistance will actually cause the voltage to drop off slightly, it shouldn't really be that much bright. It shouldn't really make that much of a difference. If I do notice anything when it's actually back, what I'll probably do is just come back and trim it back to about here, just to where I've actually started the other one. But essentially this is a quick little job for this particular TV. The other room is going to be a bit more complicated because that's a lot further away from the actual main source. I'll explain that in a separate video, and I'll show you how I've actually done that one. But this one, once it's pushed back, as you can see with this one, even though it's angled that way, it's shining sideways, as opposed to that one which was almost angled forwards. But this one is obviously I've learned from that side, and I've left this particular clip and this one slightly further inwards, so it doesn't actually stick out. Ideally what you want to do is obviously get the right lengths and cut it and join it straight down like that. But for me personally, I've done this several times on various different projects, so I know that it's not going to cause an issue with regards to coming off or anything like that, and it doesn't cause any issues with regards to the strip either, as long as you're not literally creasing it. You still want to leave a bit of a loop in there just to protect the actual LEDs themselves. But yeah, that's today's little project. Once it's all tidied up and I've put everything back in place, I'll make another video just showing you the aftermath. Okay, so this is the outcome of today's work. What I'll do is I'll just switch the TV on. We'll have a look at how it looks once everything's booted up. I've got the LEDs on permanently at the moment, so I'll just come in for a closer look. So as you can see, it's got a nice subtle glow around the edges of the TV. The strip along the actual bottom of the top of the media cabinet, bottom of the TV, is a lot brighter, it's a lot more vivid, and the glow is a lot closer together. Whereas because the LEDs along the sides and on the back of the TV are spread out more, so I believe they're 300 LEDs per meter. Sorry, 30 LEDs per meter, and the ones along the cabinet are 60 LEDs per meter. So basically double the amount. So obviously the glow is slightly different, but as you can see, it's just a nice soft glow. If I bring it back a bit further, you can get an idea of just how far the actual glow's emitting out. And it's not all perfect, so as you can see, just here it kind of goes like that slightly, but that's the whole idea of having the LEDs just project back and produce a soft glow. I mean, the way that I actually use these, obviously in the videos I have it on just for ambient lighting, just so then the camera can actually do a bit of a better job. However, normally what I actually have set up on these particular lights is I've got it on motion. So basically, if anybody actually passes a motion sensor that I've got outside near the front of my house, it'll actually trigger these lights as well as my kitchen lights and my living room lights. And I'll make a video explaining how and why I do that. But essentially what this is doing is it's just giving me a bit of ambient lighting, just a visual kind of reference for that particular scenario. With this, obviously, it's just extended it a little bit more. It's not so much for this room. I actually wanted to do this more so for the other room because of where the position of that particular TV is. I think that TV would actually benefit, obviously being an LED TV, it'd benefit from having a bit of ambient lighting behind it. But as I say, I'll explain that better in that video. This was just rounding off this particular video, just showing you what the actual outcome was. And this is how it looks once I've actually got the side little flower LED lights switched on as well. Just a nice soft kind of image really. I won't obviously use this whilst either gaming, watching movies or TV shows, anything like that. This is literally just as a almost as a display piece the little lights, whenever we have any type of occasion, obviously once things go back to normal, I'd leave those on throughout the day. They just run off normal batteries. I had a few people asking me, basically they've just got a little battery that you, at the bottom, there's a little casing, you just take that off and you change the battery on them. I can't remember exactly where I got those from. For the people that are asking, it was one of my wife actually got them from one of the catalogues. However, what I will say is they're not great when they first come. The actual bottom piece where the battery attaches, it actually comes loose and it breaks free of the actual the casing quite easily. So what I did was I just got a hot glue gun and just basically glued it on. But yeah, as you can see, that is quite a nice kind of image. The image on screen from what I'm seeing is not quite matching what I'm actually seeing to the eye. So I don't know whether it's just because of the brightness setting on my screen at the moment. I'll review this back later, but it's more of a teal color that the backlights are actually showing, whereas on the screen it's almost showing a sea blue, almost matching what's on screen. That's not what it's actually showing in reality. The back LEDs, as I've got them cycling through all the colors, so they'll just slowly change through them. So it's not like I've sync this up or anything. It's just how it's ended up turning out. But yeah, that's it for this video. I will make a follow-up for the other room, so obviously do tune in for that. If you haven't already done so, obviously please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button down below, and also hit the bell icon. That way you will be notified about any up and coming videos as well.